Hello everybody, welcome to the show. And what? Hello everybody, welcome back to Cooking Live with Nene in Nene's Kitchen. This is Sterling's show today, that's why he was here. We're going to be letting him do most of the work today. I only have one dish that I'm preparing. So I am here, but I guess I'm the co-host today. So we're going to let him go ahead and get started because we do have a lot to do today. He is making meatloaf. He's making his Charleston Chewies that he's been dying to make. As you can see, we have Madeline on the show today, but she's leaving shortly. And I'm going to do Southern fried cabbage with you guys. I am also going to just walk you through the steps for our candy yams because I've already put those on. They take a little while. So I'm going to let Sterling step in and get started telling you guys what he's got going on. Okay. For the meatloaf, I'm going to have the ground beef. 2 pounds of ground beef. And then what you want to do is put the ground beef in the pan, in the bowl. Don't throw it over so harsh. Oh God, Sterling, this is my whole point. You were supposed to already break that loose. You put it in there. It's neat. Alright, let me just chop this up for you. Go ahead and tell everybody what your ingredients are. Where's your recipe? So you can tell everybody what your ingredients are. I thought you had it in your pocket. He's a little nervous, you guys. So we're going to cut him some slack today. My ingredients is 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon ground black pepper, 1/2 cup chopped onion, 1/2 cup chopped bell pepper, 1 egg lightly beaten, 8 ounces canned diced tomatoes with juice, and 1/2 cup Italian breadcrumbs. And for the topping, you have 1/3 cup ketchup, 2 tablespoons brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon prepared mustard. So what you want to do first is preheat your oven to 375. Ours is already preheated. And then you're going to mix all the ingredients well and place into the baking dish and then shape it into a loaf. So we're going to put... Alright, I'm going to let him take over. So you're going to put the salt. And then the pepper. You probably don't want to use all those onions and bell peppers. It's a lot. And then the Italian breadcrumbs. And then 1 can diced tomatoes. And then we have 1 cup of bell peppers, no, 1/2 cup of bell peppers and 1/2 cup of onions.
That's way more, so don't pour all that in there. That's enough.
And then you're going to stir it.
I didn't measure it when I had him cut up his onion and bell pepper, so that's way more than it should be, so we just kind of eyed it a little bit.
You're going to stir it together real good, so all the ingredients, no, not 1/2 of the loaf will have more than the other. Something like that. Let you guys know I did wash my hands before this. Then once you have it stirred together, you're going to get a baking dish.
Did you put your egg?
Did you put your egg?
Huh? Let me stir this up for you some more because your breadcrumbs are still at the bottom.
Put this in. Can you give me another egg and let me beat it?
You go get it right now while I stir this up for you.
That was supposed to be for my Charleston Chewies.
Do what?
That was supposed to be for my Charleston Chewies.
You need 2 for this too. 1 egg's not going to be enough. Because your egg is what holds it together so your meatloaf doesn't fall apart. So. Now,
You want to lightly beat the egg.
that's not beating it. Break that yolk up. Let me see. Who's talking? What's that? I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see today. I look weird looking at the camera. So he's going to put his egg in now. Are you going to, you know, with this part, wait a minute. You really should mix it with your hand. Are you going to be comfortable doing that? All right.
I try to do that every Sunday.
Sterling, pour some egg right in there. Not all of it.
It's like 1 egg.
Because the whole purpose
It's
is,
in my hands.
well, you will in a second. Now pour the rest of the egg in there. I'm going to stir it for you first, because, and then you have to mix this a little bit with your hands. I'm only helping you because this ground beef doesn't mix that well. Stack them, you're done with them. And you can put them with the stick. All right. Take your spoon out.
Take it. Can you get me my baking dish?
Get in your baking dish. I'm putting a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the baking dish. You don't need a lot because ground beef has its own oil. So what?
Is it extra virgin olive oil?
It's what I bought.
Alright.
Mix some more.
Right there.
Mix that some more. And now you start. No, you don't stick your fingers in. The whole point is to mold it together. Sterling, stop stabbing it. Here.
Take
Put
it
it in your pan.
from your bowl.
All of it first, and don't mash it so hard. Here, come on, put the rest. Sterling,
Need it all to be evenly in the pan.
use your spoon. Move it around, and then you mash it. Here, let me help you.
I need to fill the whole pan.
I know how I feel about messy food. You can chop it and move it around. Alright, so we're just putting this in the pan. He's already mixed it. He's got all his onions and bell peppers. He's got diced tomatoes. He seasoned his ground beef. We've got our breadcrumbs. We used 2 eggs instead of 1 because he's got 2 pounds of meat here. I think it may be a little more than 2. I forgot what I took out to thaw.
2 and 2 ounces.
Alright.
And once you have it in the pan,
Sterling, no. Put that over by the sink.
once you have it in the pan, you're gonna want to put the ketchup.
You're supposed to stir that all together. I think you are. Here, just do it in one of your little bowls.
You're gonna want to.
So he's making his top sauce to go on. He's got ketchup, mustard, and some brown sugar.
Mustard.
Make sure you scoop it all out. You don't want to lose any.
brown sugar. Huh?
Mess.
Give me a minute.
Should have been whisking that. That's why your brown sugar's not breaking up. You should have had the wire whisk using that.
Once you have all your ingredients mixed together, small little bowl, scoop it onto the thing and kind of layer it out across it.
You have to make some more. Because again, that was for one recipe, for 1 pound, not 2.
I did everything else with the magic, like 1 pound, like all the other ingredients. Alright, once you have it all, this is what it should look like. It does not look like that. Did something wrong.
Or they did it their way. Not wrong.
And put it in the oven at 375.
Is it covered or uncovered?
Uncovered.
Okay, then put it in.
See what I'm talking? Bake for 1 hour.
It'll be loud enough. I hear you.
And you're going to bake that for about 1 hour. Well, exactly 1 hour. Alrighty. Now you can do your cabbage.
No,
I'll
your
come back.
Charleston Chewies need to go in the oven, so you need to do those.
They can't yet. They go in at 350. And so you can do that first.
You can still do it, and then they would just
I need
sit.
it. I told you I need this melted.
So put it in the microwave and melt it.
I tried to earlier.
All right, and while he's getting the rest of his stuff situated, we're gonna let him do his Charleston Chewies. They won't be able to go in the oven right now because the oven temperature is different. So he's just gonna put it together, then we'll bake it after. Of course, we'll make sure you guys see what it looks like afterwards. And after he does that, then I'll do the cabbage with you guys. That doesn't take that long. So, I'm going to hand it back over to Sterling. Get your recipe. Speak up.
What the ingredients are 4 tablespoons unsalted butter, 1 cup packed light brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon almond extract, 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1 large egg lightly beaten, 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 cup chopped pecans, and confectioner sugar for dusting.
No, you didn't do the pecans.
That's what I was saying. Unfortunately, we did not get the pecans because Nobody eats them in this family, so. But you can put them in there if you like. And I've already put 1 tablespoon of butter in the pan.
Melted butter?
Yes, melted butter. And then what you're gonna do first is preheat the oven to 350. We're gonna put it in there later. And then what you're gonna do is want to melt the butter in a small saucepan.
You can do it in the microwave. Just put it in your little white cup.
We're doing it in the microwave, so. And then you have to do it in the pan. Because you have to mix all the other stuff in there with it in the pan.
Are you melting? Okay, get your pot. Come on.
All right. He's got to grab something else that he forgot.
While he's hit me in the head with the microwave door. Just get the tiny little one. Hot. Not frying pan. That one right there.
This one?
What? No, where you just put the frying pan, Sterling. The little pot. That's what it's for. Now find your wire whisk in that drawer. The wire whisk, yeah, that.
All right. All right. He just had to get some more equipment. Now.
Alright. You're going to turn the oil at about medium.
So his ingredients is almost like a syrup kind of thing. So he's got to do it on top of the stove.
You're going to put your butter in. I'll give me egg.
How many? How many?
1. Once it heats up the butter, you're going to turn it off and let cool slightly.
Was that all you're putting in there?
No. After it's cooled, you're going to want to add the brown sugar, almond and vanilla extract, and stir until smooth.
So you're heating the butter. Well, your butter's already melted, so you don't need to heat it again.
So,
Right.
Lightly beaten. And then we're going to add the brown sugar. How much do we have left? We have a cup of brown sugar.
1 cup brown sugar.
Here. That's all right. Okay. Give me that. Stir.
Yeah, actually.
Because you need the brown sugar to break up. That's fine.
And then we're going to add the almond and vanilla extract.
So you do all this on the stove.
Over on the stove.
Vanilla extract. I'll tell you the measurement. You got your spoon already? So he's got a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract he's going to use. That's enough. Don't drip it over.
And then we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract.
All these extracts smell really good with that brown sugar.
And then you're going to stir it until it's smooth.
So he's blending brown sugar, vanilla extract, and almond extract in a pot together. You got it.
Really good.
It does smell good. You got to stir it because some of the sugar is not melted yet. It says cool. No. You're not supposed to do that on heat. Because you've got to put an egg. The reason why they say to let it cool
is
when you put that egg, the egg's going to scramble. follow the recipe. All right.
Then we're gonna add the 1 egg that's lightly beaten.
Stirring in 1 large egg.
And then,
Did you stir that egg enough?
after that, you're gonna want to whisk in the flour and the baking powder
Well, you can
in a
move
small
that
bowl.
from the stove now and put it on here so they can see what you're doing. Put it in this bowl.
No, you're not supposed to yet.
Okay, well just put your pot over here so they can see what you're doing. It's okay. Here, give me that. Bring your pot over. All right.
And then you're gonna whisk together. Whisk together the 3/4 cup all-purpose flour and
Over so they can see you.
the 1 teaspoon baking powder in a small bowl. And whisk that together.
He's blending his dry ingredients now.
And then if you have pecans, you're supposed to fold in the pecans. Fold the batter into the what? Can you tell me what that says?
Where? Oh, I just told you to type it out and use the...
I think so. You said you could read it last time.
You put that in there.
Okay, and then you're going to add the dry ingredients to the wet 2 ingredients.
When it says fold, you use one of those.
Okay.
And you still stir, but yeah, that's how you do it. Exactly. There's a whole point of them saying to fold something in, is so you don't thin out your wet ingredients anymore.
All the ingredients?
It's nothing but little sugar bars. After you do that, you're going to put it in your baking dish. It bakes for 20 minutes.
After you put it in your baking dish, you're going to put it in the oven at 350
That's not mixed
and
good.
it's going to bake for how many minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Why does it say total an hour and 40 minutes?
This is your prep time.
Yeah, well, it didn't take us that long. Okay, once you have it all smoothed together, I'm going to put it in the baking dish with the butter.
I could use a smaller one, but that's okay. Make sure you get all that batter, because that's good batter. Scrape it all from the sides. And you smooth it out with that spatula when you get it all out of there. You need me to help you get it out of there?
Yeah, in a minute. Alright, once you have all of it in the pan, smooth it out so it won't be not level. Unlevel. I think that's the word.
You got a little. Try not to have a messy bowl. Put it all down. So.
And then once you've done that, you're going to want to...
It's not a cake, you don't have to do that.
Oh, well, I thought you had to knock out all the air pockets.
Only when you got cake batter. That batter is already pretty heavy, so you don't have to worry about that with it. Here goes your spatula. And you can come and get your ingredients.
Yeah, I can lick it.
No. Come and get your stuff. All right. So that was Sterling. He came up with this menu all by himself. He wanted to make another dish, but I don't eat it, so we didn't do it.
I don't know what it is.
He did good. You guys think he did really good? Of course, you know, we'll let you know. His meatloaf is in the oven, and then once that comes out of the oven, then we'll go ahead and put his Chewies in there, and so we can see how everything came out. Our veggie for today is what I'm going to be doing. Sterling, please come and get all your stuff. Is what I'm going to be doing, and I'm just doing a simple fried cabbage. That's it. So, Sterling, I need a dish rag because you've got stuff all over the stove. So I have already. Let me just clean up.
We're gonna use this one as.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like this one.
So I've got. Hand me my cabbages, please. I've already sliced and cut 2 heads of cabbage. People want your recipe. We'll send out, well, I'll give you guys the link for all the recipes as soon as we, when the show is over. And Javi said he saw you trying to lick that spoon, Sterling. All right, so 2 cabbages. One was big, and the other one I just got a little small one. Like I always say, I have a big family on Sundays, so I have to make sure that we have enough. And I'm going to stick to the recipe with the cabbage today. One disclaimer. We don't eat pork, so there's no bacon grease going in this pot for this cabbage. We will instead use butter and olive oil. And I'm going to be seasoning with, we've got red onions, and I have some red bell pepper. I like to see color in my cabbage. And in my little seasoning dish here, I have minced garlic, I have salt, pepper, and red pepper flakes. So that's what we're using for the cabbage. I can't see you guys comments today because I'm blind and the phone's too far. That's pretty much what it boils down to. So since I've already cut up my cabbage and everything, I am just gonna add some margarine to my pot. Good old margarine. And really, the only reason why I'm using this margarine is because I want it to brown just a little bit. And you know, if you use oil, fresh oil, it's not gonna brown anything. That's just a little grandmama's teaching there. So, to start off with, I'm just gonna turn my stove on high because I want my butter to melt. Once I get ready to put my cabbage in, then I will cut it down a little bit, and before I put my olive oil in. So while we're waiting on that stove to heat up, let me see what you guys are talking about.
Maggie just running around the yard. I once heard somebody ask, I didn't hear somebody ask, but I saw them ask, what type of onions do we use? We used, what onions?
It was red onions, white onions, and red bell pepper in that mixture.
Yeah.
And Miss Robbie, no, we did not sift the baking powder or flour. That recipe is it's supposed to be really dense. It's not like a cake batter, so we didn't do that.
And they're called Charleston Chewies, if anybody was wondering. And she'll send out.
Which is essentially really just, it's really just a chewy blondie is what it is. If you ever had a blondie at a restaurant, that it's really what it is. But it has more of a chewy texture to it. And Sterling wants to tell y'all, after it's done,
sprinkle confectioner sugar on top of it.
You put sugar over the top, just a little dusting. But we'll show you guys what it looks like. Let's see, who else?
I saw some more questions.
here, my butter, my margarine over here matching. Miss Robbie, the aprons are coming. It's coming. Yes. All right, let's get over here to my pot. I had to pull out my big pot today to make sure all this cabbage gets in here. I'm not sure if this is not that pot that be doing craziness.
I put water in it and see if it will leak, and it didn't.
I hope so.
I hope.
And the water's still down there too. That's what I see.
I don't see any leakage.
I think my circle's gonna be in there. What's out there?
Eric's out here.
We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil in it. Y'all see my cute little olive oil thingamajiggy? It's cute, huh?
What's that? Little cat.
So we added some olive oil to the margarine in the pots. And we're gonna dump in our onions first. I'm not gonna let them like cook. I just want them to make sure that they catch the heat before the cabbage gets in there, because you know the cabbage is gonna take over the pot. And besides, I love the smell of onions and bell peppers cooking together. You can put that in a plastic bowl, because we definitely use that for dinner later this week.
I can't wait to see how my meatloaf is going to taste. Oh, man.
So we're barely letting those veggies get soft in there just a little bit. Half of our seasonings is going to go at the bottom. The rest of it is going to go on the top of the cabbage. Alright, so 2 heads of cabbage. It's, for the most part, sliced in strips, cut in strips. And so we're just going to start adding cabbage into the pot. Of course, some of this is going to fall out. We're going to put it in there. Kind of break it apart with your hands a little bit. And I'm going to stir those onions and bell peppers up while I have enough room in the pot to make sure that it's all mixed in there. And it smells so good. So what we're going to do, we're going to add half of our little seasoning mixture here into the pot now, because once you add the rest of the cabbage is going to be really hard to mix, to stir anything.
Are you spilling cabbage?
What?
You're spilling cabbage.
Yeah, I know. So we stirred those seasonings up. Now, we're going to add some more cabbage. And I may not even get all of this in the pot. Or I may have to come back and add some later once it cooks down. It's just like cooking collard greens. You got to let it cook down sometimes to fit in the pot. The cabbage cooks a lot quicker. Yeah, we're going to leave that, come back to it. I wish you guys can hear all that sizzle. It's cooking at the bottom. And just flipping it. Make sure that everybody gets the same consistency and heat. Rest of the seasonings are going in. Our Like I said, that was black pepper, red pepper, salt, and garlic. That went in there. Stir that a little bit just to get the seasonings mixed in. Who? Brianna don't need no wings. So, we're going to put the top on that. Cabbage is not something that you have to bother with and do a whole lot with once you get it in the pot. Some people add carrots to their cabbage. I have people that don't necessarily care for carrots, so I don't add that to mine. We'll do it one day. Maybe when we do the jerk chicken on camera, we'll do the carrots and the cabbage. But that's going to cook down. Once it cooks down a little bit, then we'll add more cabbage into that pot because I'm going to fit all that in there. The only other thing that we had was our candy yams. And so I did that earlier just to get it cooking. It is in the crock pot. So basically what I put in my candy yams was, of course, we got the sweet potatoes. I was taught to do candy yams by my grandmother. She did not skip on anything. So if you got diabetes, you might not want to make it the way I do. I add regular sugar. I do brown sugar. I put vanilla extract in there. There's butter and margarine in there. And over the top, I drizzle a little bit of honey. And you always want to make sure that you add water in your in there as well, because it's going to get really, really syrupy, and you don't want just syrup. So you want to make sure that you thin it out a little bit. If you guys give me just 1 second, I'll let you look inside the crock pot with the candy yams. Did y'all two need something? You got a timer, you don't open the oven.
So patient.
Get my little bitten.
Little magnets.
Yes.
The ones you got?
Yes.
Oh.
So I just snatched this out of the crock pot real quick so you guys can see inside. See that? It is cooking. You can still see some of the brown sugar. Oh, ingredient that I forgot to tell you guys, cinnamon. You can see it, it's already starting to cook. So pretty and juicy. I don't stir my candy yams until they are just about done, because I just let everything just cook. So everybody got a good little look on that. It looks good. Smells good too. You guys know I love the aroma of food. So Sterling wants to show his new cookbook. He's been making little things for us here lately. He made some quesadillas earlier this week. You guys saw the pictures that I posted when he made breakfast. And so he's been doing good. You guys see my little gift that I got yesterday? So I thought about it when I was trying to get this crock pot out. So I'm going to use these to take my crock pot back over, because these handles are a little bit hot. They're little silicone gloves. They're so handy. I would have never even thought, but no. So we're going to take our candy yams back over to the crock pot because they're not done yet. All right. So just going to give my cabbage another little stir here and see if they're ready to add anything. Yeah, I think we can pour the rest of this on top, at least most of it, and let it go ahead and cook down together. Uh-oh, I lost a couple pieces. It's okay. Alright. I'm not going to add any water in there. It makes its own liquid, and I'm not making a soup. It's really supposed to be steamed. The bottom is going to have, should fry down a little bit. for me. But other than that, it will be okay. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Uh-oh. That was our menu for today. Again, to the 2 people that sent me the gifts, we really appreciate you guys. They're so helpful. And I appreciate all the support that we've been getting. We really just started this as just for fun, but here we are. So, oh, Madeline's back, but she's still not saying hello. She's looking at everything on the counter as usual. Don't put her on the counter. No. She has shoes on. So, our menu today, just as a reminder for anybody that came in late, we have basic meatloaf that Sterling did. Sterling also prepared Charleston Chewies. They haven't gone in the oven yet. They're going to go in later, and we'll get those out and make sure we post pictures. I prepared candy yams early on. That's what I was just showing you guys. And we have our cabbage frying. I will probably do a pot of rice. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see what everybody else wants. But that's our show for today. I am glad you guys tuned in with us, and the recipes will be available on the blog by tonight. That'll be up tonight. I'll post the link for that, and I'll also post the link for YouTube, where this video will also be uploaded. Of course, you'll be able to go back and watch it on Facebook, but they're all on YouTube on our channel. The YouTube channel is called Bring Back Sunday Dinner, because you know that's our theme. We're bringing back Sunday dinner. Families sitting down, having dinner together, and, you know, just enjoying each other. If no other day on Sunday, because every other day everybody's probably running and scattered and doing everything under the sun. So we try to come together on Sundays just to make sure that we at least get that one day.
If they heard this, we apologize.
Eric is apologizing in the background. If you guys heard the drill, he's installing a door. I don't know if you heard it or not, but that's what was going on. So that's that for today. Like I said, again, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next Sunday. No idea what the menu's going to be yet. I always take suggestions, so if you have any, just drop them in the comments or wherever, and we'll look into it. I think I do have one dish, but you know, you guys can just send me some stuff in the comments, because I like doing different things. But wait, let me see. Make sure we got no questions. Brianna, you gonna go get them recipes like everybody else. I am not texting you. Like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. You have a great rest of the Sunday, rest of your day, and we will see you next time.